Welcome back to Markup Satisfaction, home of the Capture Gang, where we never give financial advice, always do our own research, and capture wealth in all of its amazing forms. My name is Victor, and I got some stuff to talk about today. So we're just going to take it on over here to the crypto bubbles. There's been a lot going on in the world. I have a few things to talk about in that regards. But look at these, man. This is all over the place. We have Luna is up 50%, ANC is up almost 50%, but OMI down 25%, Convex down 19%. So things are looking kind of crazy right now. The main thing I wanted to go over today was this post that I found. This is my wife. Yeah, she DM'd me this post. Okay. My Ukrainian credit cards don't work anymore. I'm safe physically in Kazakhstan, but all my savings are gone. Crypto is the only money I still have, and today I can say without exaggeration that Bitcoin and ETH and NFTs are going to save my life while I can't come back home. So to me, this sounds like someone who's not from that area of the world, but are stuck over there and financially just, they're getting screwed over. And, this has been happening all over the place. This happened to the truck drivers that decided to protest in Canada. Their bank accounts got frozen. This happened to the adult entertainers in America. Yes, right here in America. You think your money's safe in these American banks? Nah. It happened to these adult entertainers here in America. The bank said that they don't agree with the way these people were making their money, so they just decided to take it. And from my understanding, they haven't gotten it back yet at all. So, yeah, you guys know my 2 cents about this whole market. I'm not a huge fan of Bitcoin and ETH. All right. If you have a fat bag of money, then sure, Bitcoin is a good place to hold some value. ETH, in my opinion, these 2 technologies are a bit too old to keep up with what is being developed here in the crypto space as a whole. For me, I'm all about the innovation, and I need to be with the quickest, most effective blockchain that has the biggest companies in their governing council, or just participating in their ecosystem in any way. That's kind of where I need to land. But I wanted to dissect some of the comments here on this post. Let's see, we got some negative stuff. Someone says, what happens when they shut the internet down? That's an amazing question. Someone says, buy real gold. So yeah, buying precious metals is an amazing idea, and there's a huge opportunity there. If you just are dollar cost averaging into precious metals, that's an amazing idea, especially when it comes to silver right now. Just in terms of the fact that it's so undervalued at the moment compared to gold. But what's the drawbacks there? Precious metals are really hard to store, especially when you start getting a large amount of them, and they're very hard to move when you start getting a large amount. So, if I were to go buy some gold and silver and keep it in my house, well, if people find out that, Vic over here, the guy who does the YouTube videos that you might not have subscribed to yet, which you should absolutely do if you get value from this video. Yeah, that guy, he holds a bunch of gold in his house. Well, now that's leaving me open to someone coming to my home and taking my precious metals by force. You could also stash it in a bank. I don't trust the banks for this reason of this picture. I do not trust the banks with anything. My wife and I do not keep a lot of money in the bank. We only keep money to pay our bills and enough money to, if we have an emergency or if we have a dry month, then we can pay the bills with that money. That's all we keep in there, though. That's it. And the banks, they're getting upset. They're getting upset with that because a lot of people are starting to do that. That's a different story, though. So yeah, you can keep it in a safety deposit box in a bank, but they have the keys. I might have a key, but I can't get in without them, and they have the keys, so they can go ahead and get it whenever they want. I don't really like that. I don't like that, and I don't care what any paper says, any kind of policy says. Governments and big organizations and stuff like that, they can get around that stuff if they want to on policy, and they can even get through it, get around it without policy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people, listen, they know how to word things, and they've been doing this, and they have the connections, and they have the money. So, but the reason I like this question so much is because guess what? Cryptocurrency can run without the internet. XRP, baby. XRP and the XRPL can function without internet connection. I'm not sure if it's fully up and running right now, but they've been testing it, and that's a thing. So what happens when the internet shuts down? You can still utilize the XRPL for the payment rails there. And, the internet is going to shut down. There's cyber attacks happening all over the freaking place. These are forms of cyber attacks. You know what I mean? They're stealing out of people's money. What do they do that on? They do that on computers. That's a cyber attack. But yeah, the internet's definitely going to shut down. These problems that you're seeing here in the world, they're going to get worse before they get better. And I'm not saying that to scare you. I'm just saying that because it's the powers that be have laid out a plan, and they need to create chaos, and they need to create a big problem in order to present the big solution. They can't just come and drop a solution on our laps and expect us all to take it, because we won't. A lot of people don't even know what cryptocurrency is. A lot of people don't know how to use cryptocurrency. And a lot of people have worked very hard and very long to save up a lot of US dollars and to go into these programs with the US dollar, like retirement funds and mutual funds and all this stuff. A lot of people have a lot of value held in the US dollar. So you can't just expect people to go fully digital and basically, kind of take power away from the US dollar without chaos ensuing beforehand. Someone says NFTs, how? You're going to show people your JPEG? Your JPEG, this is a fake post. So I get it. More likely than not, you're not going to be paying for groceries or your electricity with art, right? I mean, I don't paint a picture or go buy a piece of art from the museum and expect to pay my electricity bill with it. No, but you can sell it and pay your bills with that. The drawdown is NFTs are not as liquid as cryptocurrencies. So, people who know how to navigate the NFT market and know how to find the good ones and all that stuff. It's super hard. I did it for a little while. I got me a couple good ones. I mean, I got me a sup duck or whatever. But the NFT conversation is still in its infancy. If people are still just talking about JPEGs, okay, there's a lot more that goes into the NFTs, and it's not really for transactional purposes, but for tokenization of everything. How are you going to buy food with your crypto? Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you can spend Bitcoin at Walmart. I could be wrong on that. The facts are that the crypto narrative is not in full effect yet. The problems need to continue on. They need to continue this in order to basically make people want to go into crypto, which is basically forcing them into crypto. But yeah. So this guy's talking about sanctions, okay? I don't really care for the rest of his post, but the sanctions, right? Russia has friends. They're called the BRICS organization. They're called the BRICS nations. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, okay? They're all buddies. And they talk regularly. And guess what they talk about? They talk about creating their own payment rails. So when you start talking about sanctions, there's two things about that when it comes to Russia. Russia has a stockpile of gold and oil. So sanctions aren't really going to hurt them because other neighboring countries like Italy need things from Russia. That's just the facts. You can't change it. Even though Italy is on our side, they need things from Russia, which I think having things like that in place, there's a bunch of other countries like that. That's just one example. I think having things like that in place are very good because that is the kind of stuff that prevents world wars, which no one wants a war. Regular people like you and me, it doesn't matter if you're in America, Russia, Ukraine, none of us regular people want to go to war. The only people who want to go to war or even, are considering war are the big government officials because to them, everything else in the world is just a sandbox, and we move little army soldiers on the sandbox to be strategic, and then this is our outcome. And then the only other people who want to go to war are people who are in the militaries who just, like to go to war because that's just how their brains function, right? Those are the only people who want to go to war. Nobody else wants to go to war. So when you're talking about sanctions, okay, Russia has a stockpile of gold and oil. The other thing, when you start talking about sanctions, you start getting into the conversation of why haven't Russia been kicked off of the SWIFT payment network yet? Well, the reason they haven't been kicked off the SWIFT payment network yet is because other neighboring countries need Russia for what we just said. Like Italy needs Russia because of their stockpile. Other neighboring countries need that. So they can't kick Russia off of the SWIFT payment rails, off the SWIFT payment systems, which is what processes all the money in the world, because all these other countries still need to continue doing business with them, or else they won't be able to function properly. But when we start talking about SWIFT and Russia and the rest of the BRICS nations have been testing and trying to formulate their own payment rails, and they're gonna do that through crypto. I forget where it is. I have to find the document, but Russia has already been testing Ripple's services with the XRP on-demand liquidity and the XRP ledger as one of those possibilities. Okay, and guess what? XRP can function with no internet. So it seems pretty obvious to me. I think the best outcome here possible. So here's the facts. The US dollar is losing its placeholder as the world reserve currency. That's just going to happen. World reserve currencies usually get replaced between 100 and 120 years. Well, the US dollar, this is going to be the 102nd year that the US dollar has been the world reserve currency. Now look at everything that's going on. The US dollar is going to lose the world reserve currency placeholder. And how amazing would it be if a decentralized cryptocurrency with instant payment and settlements were to become the placeholder for the world reserve currency? Nobody is in charge of it. It's not oh, the US dollar is the world reserve currency, so the USA is the superpower of the world. No, it's XRP is the world reserve currency and no one owns it. So now we have a type of neutrality through all the nations. Now that's kind of a more higher, a higher type of conspiracy theory type thing. But I wouldn't be surprised if that did happen. The paper dollar is not real, LOL. It's not. This is the last thing I'll say before I end this video. The paper dollar, the only value a paper dollar has is from the intrinsic value that us as people give it. That's it. The paper dollar is useless. It's worthless. It's not backed by anything. The gold standard ended, I think, in the Reagan presidency. So we haven't been backed by gold for a long time. The only reason gas is worth $3.40 roughly right now is because we believe it is. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but that is the facts. Okay? The US dollar is going to lose, and if cryptos skyrocket, let's just talk about XRP. If XRP skyrockets to $100, well, a lot of people are like, oh, it's impossible. That can never happen. Well, first of all, everyone was saying that about Bitcoin. Second of all, it absolutely can happen, especially if the US dollar starts to lose its value. 100%. It can happen with the US dollar keeping its value, but if the US dollar starts to lose its value, which it already has been, and it will continue to do so, then all of a sudden $100 XRP becomes very, very believable and not so crazy. But I'm not trying to fill you guys up with pipe dreams and anything like that. If you see life-changing money in your crypto account, in your portfolio, you need to be taking profits. You need to be taking profits. If you see life-changing wealth in your crypto portfolio, you need to be taking profits. If you're not taking profits, you're hurting yourself. Okay? If you know what you hold in terms of XRP, then you still need to be taking profits if it's life-changing money. All right? But maybe take a little less than what you would normally take. Okay? Because, yeah. With that being said, guys, if you got value from this video, please go ahead and hit me with a like and subscribe. Turn that bell notification. Tell your friends about me. Until next time, peace.